Bar replay now works with continuous contracts. This is really important for futures traders or anyone out there who wants to backtest or trade continuous contracts. Let's just jump right into it. We're going to show you bar replay and how this looks on continuous contracts. So in the search box, we're going to go to a continuous contract. That could be anything. If you type in ES, this is the E-mini S&P 500 futures contract. If you click this drop down, you can see all of the futures contracts that are available to you. Remember, this is continuous because it is traders betting on the price of something at a point in the future, March, June, September. You can see the dates right there. If you type in CL, well, you're going to see crude oil futures. Click the drop down. Here's CL1, same thing. Here are all the dates in the future. Now, bar replay has not worked on continuous contracts like this until now. So if we type in GC, this is gold futures on the COMEX. Click the drop down. Now we're going to select GC1. This is with the current contract in front, and let's select. And here is a daily chart of gold futures. Now, bar replay is right up here at the top of the chart. It's this little rewind button right here. Go ahead and click this rewind button, and you will instantly open your bar replay toolbar, which is this cool floating toolbar here. It's essentially how you customize and control how you want bar replay to work. So let's pick a point back in time. Why don't we have some fun, and let's go back to, this is March of 2020. You can see there was some pretty volatile price action here. This was right around the COVID-19 breakout, so let's go relive that trading action. All we have to do now is click, and the chart takes us back in time. As you can see, we are now back in 2020. So what we can first do is customize the speed of our bar replay tool. Why don't we go ahead and do one update every 0.5 seconds and click play. And now you can watch it trade in real time. Here comes the crash. So this tool now works for continuous contracts. This could work on crude oil. It could work on E-mini S&P 500 futures, and all it takes is you selecting the contract that you want to see, clicking the bar replay tool, selecting a point in time, and then controlling your settings. So why don't we actually watch this a little bit more, and we'll even speed this up to full. And it's just so interesting because you can use this tool to research all different types of market moments, whether it was a moment of mania or a moment of panic. There are all sorts of takeaways that you can take from using this tool to study historical moments in markets. Speaking of historical moments in markets and futures contracts, well, we could go to CL, crude oil futures. Let's do CL1, current contract in front. And why don't we go back to a moment in time that is still fairly shocking, and that is when crude oil actually went to negative $40 a barrel. Do you remember that moment? Some of you will, some of you maybe not. But what we're going to do is go back in time, and let's go back to April 2020. And here we are. We're back to here. And now if we click play, we have just relived this moment. It went pretty fast. Let's go back actually again. And let's actually reduce this to one update every 0.5 seconds. And what you can do with this new tool actually is backtest. You can backtest your trading strategy. As an example, and we're just using this as an example, maybe you go back to this moment in time and you say to yourself, well, I'm not going to buy this until this gap fills. So essentially what you'd be saying is, this chart looks really, really weak as long as this gap isn't filled. It means there's very little interest or demand or bullish sentiment that is going to take oil any higher if it cannot get back into this gap. This is just an example of a strategy. We're not saying everyone does this. We're actually just trying to demonstrate how you can use the bar replay tool with a continuous contract. So let's say you had the discipline to wait. You said, I want to own oil at some point, but I don't want to go near it down here, even though it looks tempting at $25 a barrel. So it was at 25, which was a very big multi-year low. It may have looked very tempting. But why don't we click play and watch what happens? Or watch what happened. Bounced, 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 down, down. You can see it's getting weaker, and whoa. It went down to negative $40 per barrel. So you could backtest your strategy just like that. Go back in time with this bar replay tool, write out some notes and some thoughts, draw some levels, and then go ahead and click play and see if you would have been right or wrong. In this example, you probably would have avoided quite the loss, simply because it never came back to fill the gap fill. Maybe you're a gap fill trader. You look for that to confirm a move, and you sat on your hands this whole time, and you avoided negative $40 per barrel. That's right. What a time in market history. And you can trade that or paper trade that again with this new tool using bar replay on continuous contracts. So we hope that you enjoy this new tool. Please let us know in the comments below if you have any questions or if you want to recommend any product features. And thanks so much for watching. By the way, here's our blog post where we dive into more about bar replay. So you can also go read this. Thanks so much, and talk to everyone soon.